Monica Udas and you are with me on the Daily Dispatch. In today's episode, we will take you through a quick roundup on the top stories from the startup ecosystem. Duroflex, Policy Bazaar, and Grofers are in the news today. Sleep solutions company Duroflex has raised $60 million from Norwest Venture Partners. The funds will be deployed into its house of brands that is Duroflex and Sleepyhead. Now, Norwest is a Silicon Valley-based investment firm that has invested in brands such as Swiggy, Mensa, Udemy, Spotify, among others. Duroflex had raised $22 million last in 2018. Reports suggest that Policy Bazaar's parent firm, that is PB Fintech, has received the SEBI approval for its IPO. The company is looking at a valuation of $6 to $7 billion for the listing. Now, PB Fintech had filed for its DRHP on August 2nd, seeking to raise 6,017 crore rupees via the IPO. The proceeds will be used to enhance brand visibility and expand user base. Online grocery delivery platform Grofers is set to expand and become a full-fledged e-commerce company. Its aim is to deliver everything, including mobile phones, within 10 minutes of receiving an order. At present, Grofers delivers groceries and essential items that are low-value products as compared to smartphones that cost over 12,000 rupees.
Well, our very special guest today is Mr. Madhusudan from KreditBee's. Thank you very much for joining us on the Daily Dispatch. Some interesting numbers that I've been reading. Over 1 lakh cards within 60 days. That's the kind of latest statistics that I'm seeing from KreditBee's. What has been the kind of driver for this kind of growth that you've seen? And what kind of demand dynamics are you seeing panning out?
I guess the post-COVID, there's been two eras, mostly for all the fintechs and the fintech lending companies. Post-COVID, the market has become quite credit-driven. Today, most of the liquidity problem has solved, and credit is the problem stands to be solved at the scale. Basically, that means that so KreditBee as a platform, we have disbursed over $2 billion worth of loans in last 3 years. The platform today has over about like 5 million credit borrowers. We issue even over like 15,000 loans a day, right? So card was a strategy where we wanted to push for consumption. We wanted to kind of ensure that this transaction data is recorded and in try to kind of power these customers with a lot of offers which make sense to them based on the consumption data or the consumption nature and which on these guys are spending. So we launched cards about like 2 months back. And today already we are issuing more than 5,000 cards. The run rate looks like monthly more than about 1 lakh cards easily, even for going from here on, right? So I think that was one of the key factors why we went towards this the cards. But so the largely today for us, one of the key business strategy at this stage for us is growth. We have aggressive growth plans to increase our credit and banking customer base. All our business metrics will at least double by this March. That's the kind of aggressive targets what we are doing it. Apart from growth, we also look forward to strengthen our product lines. We aspire to be the leading financial services platform, offering banking products to the middle class of India, leveraging this technology. That's the larger aspiration with which we are kind of trying to grow. And of course, we would be launching BNPL and savings account based solutions as well in due course. Yeah.
Right, a lot of exciting expansion plans out there. But if you could tell us, like, what would be the 3 top focus areas for you at KreditBee, and if you could give us some details as to what kind of timelines are you looking at the launch of all the products that you spoke about?
No, I think the typically the company has been a personal loan company, right? So when we started, I think KreditBee was launched about almost 3 years back. And our focus has been to drive personal loans. Even within this financial year, probably within the personal loan segment, we would be kind of disbursing more than $1 billion worth of loans, where we are already at a monthly run rate of about like 600-700 crores of a disbursement at this stage. While that has been one of the key products what we have been offering, we launched cards. Cards basically KreditBee card. KreditBee card is basically a prepaid wallet which is powered by a credit line. It's been in August end sometime when we launched it, as I told, today we are issuing almost more than 5,000 cards on a daily basis. So therefore, by March, we are looking at least issuing more than a 250K or 2.5 lakh cards on a monthly basis. I think that's the focus on the cards. The third thing what we are doing is BNPL. We are launching BNPL or buy now pay later, what we call it, in integration with multiple payment gateways and as well as with merchants. That we are putting it live this particular month. So yeah, there is a lot of focus. Of course, the growth numbers, at least if you're comparing just by this October, I think in March everything has to double. I think that's the strategy what we have. This is one of our business line. Lending is one of the key business line what we have. We also have a financial services as a business line, where we provide products like the proprietary credit score report for our borrowers to improve their credit bureau score on CIBIL or anywhere. And those products are also very nascent. We launched about 6 months back or so, and then we sell more than 6,000 credit bureau. The credit score reports on our platforms. These are all kind of a gross margin products. What we do are the financial services. We do have a SaaS platform where we leverage our technology and then provide API services to multiple fintechs and banks. We have about it was launched on the onset of this year. We have about 35 clients, almost at least another 20 clients to be integrated. So that's a SaaS play. So I think we have three business focus: lending, financial services, and SaaS. Lending being the oldest, the SaaS and financial services has picked up significantly in the recent times.
Right.
Yeah.
In terms of funding, I wanted to understand what kind of funding plans do you have fundraising at this point in time? Because there is a lot of activity in the fintech space. You're seeing a lot of fundraising also happening out there. So what kind of plans do you have, considering you have aggressive growth plans as well?
Oh yeah, I guess so probably we kickstarted the funding this year in the fintech industry, right? So we launched our fundraise. I mean, a lot interesting to know is that how the last fundraise went on, right? So we launched it. We headed out to fundraise last November, which was one of the toughest of the times for anyone. With the peak of COVID, the moratorium happening and whatnot, right? So, and to our surprise, we ended up with almost 11 term sheets, and we also kind of closed the round, raising about $150 million last March, and that was a clear validation of the core principles, the business model, and the discipline in which we had executed the business, right? So, I guess it's been just about 6 months since we closed our Series C. And there was a set of very marquee investors like Premji Invest, Motilal Oswal, Mirae Asset, and Alpine Capital. So these are the investors whom we, and of course New Quest, right? So these are the investors whom we invited in our last fundraise. So I think with respect to fundraise and dilution, I think we have been pretty disciplined. And also, I mean, just to let you know that within 1 year of our operations of KreditBee, we were a profitable company. So we were one among the thousands of other startups probably which turned profitable and then showed how profitable it looks for a startup. So with that, I think there is a very disciplined approach. And of course, talking about your thoughts that the market is really hot. Yes, market is definitely hot, and then somebody has to leverage that. I think formally we are launching one round to utilize this particular opportunity in the market by this coming Jan.
Right, interesting out there. I want to know in terms of, you do offer loans to a lot of salaried professionals as well, large number of individuals under the umbrella. So in terms of cities, are you seeing newer cities crop up in terms of loan requirements? What kind of trajectory are you seeing overall out there?
I think with respect to the cities or pin codes, what we offer, it was pre-COVID plus kind of pre-COVID, post-COVID kind of an era, right? So pre-COVID, everything was seen on par. Basically, there was traditional data about certain pin codes being kind of on a blacklist about higher delinquencies and whatnot. But post-COVID, with the lockdowns and moratorium, it gave us a very different idea. There were people, there was a lot of movement of people from metro cities to tier 2, tier 3 cities or rural cities. And then, people came back in increasing number once the lockdowns were kind of started opening up, and from certain pin codes, people did not come out. So that gave a very different geographical map about, how the the credit behavior of the people with having this credit, the lockdowns and COVID as a shock. I think that changed our perspective in terms of looking at the pin codes. Of course, COVID itself has given us a lot of various credit variables, which we were traditionally not looking at, and now it has become very important for us to look into. That's one thing. The second thing is with respect to the industry in which the people are employed. Even that has taken a pre-COVID and a post-COVID kind of a situation wherein there are certain industries which are affected very heavily. And of course, now most of the industries are getting back and everything in shape, but there were some industries which came back without any kind of an effect of COVID lockdowns. Of course, media is one such industry where COVID never affected them probably. But there are various other industries which took time in coming back to shape, and especially that was also kind of giving the stability for the employees as well. So therefore, the post-COVID, I think the pin codes and industries have are taken a different shape and format in terms of our credit underwriting compared to the pre-COVID times. Yeah.
All right. On that note, thank you very much for joining us on the Daily Dispatch. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Priya. Thanks a lot.
That's a wrap for today. See you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Have a good day and stay safe.